Welcome back. Gabe and Dylan are going to do On the Spot for Moon Knight, episode 3 and 4. Let's see how it is. Hey everybody, I'm Gabe.
And I'm Dylan.
And today we're reviewing Moon Knight's episode 3 and 4. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I think I'm losing it.
Real catch you are. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Stephen. I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
Thank you.
Lost the contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark? It must be very difficult. The voice in your head. Shut up! There's chaos in you. Embrace the chaos.
Alright, so, Dylan, I know you weren't crazy about Moon Knight's episodes 1 and 2. If you watched the show before, Tucker and I rated it very highly. 3 and 4, were they better for you, worse? What are your thoughts on them?
Well, I just respect that the show is doing something completely different. Like, this doesn't feel like anything Marvel Studios has really done before. And 3 and 4 really picked up on like the action and like the violence. So I kind of enjoy that they're going a little more edgier. And it is darker than like anything we've really seen in the MCU. Yeah. And that I really do enjoy.
Part of me wonders if this is a byproduct of it being produced during The Batman, because there are some definitive, The Batman was one of the most violent DC movies we've seen in a while. This is one of the most violent MCU pieces of content we've gotten. Yeah. There's a fight with a mummy, and it gets its arm ripped off and a flare in its eyeball. And then just this badass moment in episode 4. Mark has the axe, and he's just taking down Arthur Harrow soldiers. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Totally different. Kind of felt very similar to Indiana Jones. It became like a pyramid-solving mystery.
Yeah, that was my favorite episode of the show, and it doesn't even have like Moon Knight in it. Like he doesn't go in the suit or do anything like superhero in that episode. But that was my favorite episode so far.
I loved episode 4, but episode 3, a lot of people are kind of divided on it. First off, my question for you: how do you feel about the CGI at the end of it? A lot of people are disagreeing about this, so let's get the review crew.
I'm gonna give them a bit of a break. Like, it is a TV show at the end of the day. It's not an actual Marvel movie. And they clearly want to do ambitious things in these shows. But, like, honestly, comparing it to Loki, I feel like Loki looked a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I like that it was the Mr. Knight suit that he was in, because that one's a lot less CGI. The only CGI part of the Mr. Knight suit is the face with the glowing eyes. And so it's not hard to do a 3-piece suit. The issue becomes the motion blur, I think, for me, when they're spinning the night skies. This is like an emotional point in this show, because Steven is finally showing that he can contribute to this team. And so, for such an integral part of the story, the motion blur on the sky spinning just really pulls you out of it. Now, I will admit, it's not like gonna ruin the show, but part of me wishes, like, hey, this is such an important part of your show. put a little bit more in your budget. You're Disney. You have the money for it. I mean, we're both wearing Spider-Man shirts. That movie made so much money. Just use a little bit for it. I mean, we're both wearing Spider-Man shirts. That movie made so much money. Just use a little bit of it to fix the special effects.
Yeah, I always... Even in Spider-Man, there are some things that, like, they're CG. Sometimes they're just a little lazy.
And so, in episode 3, that's the part where the CGI took me out the most. Yeah. Also, that part where, they're at Gaspard Ulliel's farm or complex, whatever. R.I.P. to him, by the way. And they're stabbing Mark with the spears. And so, his helmet, or the mask is off, and you see his face. And it's almost like his face was copy and pasted onto that body. And I just... That part really took me out.
Honestly, yeah. Like, the CG does take me out a little bit. But I actually am enjoying, like, the storytelling.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I actually think, especially by the time you get to 4, they are handling the more mature aspects, like the
mental illness,
identity. They're handling that much better than they were in the first 2 episodes. And that's what I was worried about. So actually, I am definitely more enjoying the show by the 4th episode.
And there's some compelling performances too.
Oh, totally.
Oscar Isaac is playing. You forget that these are the same person.
And
like
Ethan Hawke, wow,
as Arthur Harrow is
really
so
good,
great.
like, really good performance.
It's kind of weird. Oscar Isaac has more chemistry with himself playing 2 characters than he does with this romantic lead. I'm not crazy about her. She's fine, I guess. Kind of feels like an afterthought. They're just like, oh, well, let's give him someone to be in love with.
Kind of, yeah.
But, like,
feels like
his performance and Ethan Hawke is so good. Now, real quick, before we get to our ratings, episode 4. You think it's over. There's a moment where a character is shot and you're like, oh, this is it. Like, flash to black, episode 5 next week. We're teleported to a mental hospital. And all the characters are reimagined. If you are a Moon Knight comics fan, you know this is from the 2016 run of Moon Knight. So comic fans, we know what's going on. Other, more casual fans are probably really confused. What did you think of that very unique ending?
I thought it was cool. I think it really does fit what the show's going for, and the vibe of it. And the humor is actually much better than a lot of Marvel humor, in my opinion. I think the writing is actually really top-notch in this show. Definitely very solid. But yeah, the ending, I mean, it's a good cliffhanger. I'm excited to see what happens in episode 5.
Yeah, they close on a hippo goddess. So, let's go to episode 5.
Weirdest cliffhanger ever.
Yeah. So, okay, episodes 3 and 4. 1 out of 10. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a solid 8. Like, it's definitely a solid watch. I enjoyed it. Yeah, the CG is a little shaky, but, storytelling wise, pretty solid.
That's exactly what I'm giving it. 8 out of 10. I get exactly what I want from Oscar Isaac, exactly what I want from Ethan Hawke, and I'm pretty happy with this show. 100%. Thanks so much, guys. We'll be right back after this.
That's all for this week. If you want to follow more Review Crew content, go to the Review Crew Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, as well as Orange TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube.
Find the Review Q's podcast on Spotify or on our website at orangetvnetwork.syr.edu, where you can also find our blog and more OTN information.
Check out this week's screening, hosted by University Union, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Also, be sure to check out Friday Night Movie Night on OTN. This week's movies are A Star is Born, His Girl Friday, The Three Stooges, Bryless Groom, and Superman 04.
See you next week.